loves a John Bolton. And then they do other stuff related to... It's really funny. And they do one... they do a hilarious... Oh, God, there's one that's really funny. I need to find the podcast it's on.
That's pretty good.
Yes, very funny. Today Explained by Vox Media. They go... 20-minute podcast goes over the top news story of the day every day, Monday through Friday.
Branden is sponsored by Vox Media.
I do love Vox Media. I talk about them a lot. I'm a liberal millennial. It's like all of us listen to Vox.
Don't listen to him. He's in the pocket of big Vox Media. I'm not safe here.
It's funny.
It's what nobody's listening is for.
I'm not. Do I get
everything
to my,
anti?
Do I get to my own? Do I get to do my own nobody's listening segment?
You are never more than welcome to.
You've never invited me.
You are more than welcome to. You are more than welcome to.
I probably won't. I'm really not invested in this.
I know, but that's fine.
It's fine. I'm just here to hang out.
So, Branden, we super fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, we super fucked up.
Why, Doug? Please
Because
explain.
this has been the best month for downloads we have had in the history of our thing, and we are at more than 100 unique downloads!
Wah, wah, wah. Pew, pew, pew. Whatever the sound effect people do is.
It's almost like it's been 3 weeks. Pew, 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 pew.
I know. I almost thought we should realistically maybe try to do the podcast every 3 weeks instead of like every other week, because it's not happening.
To be fair, that was purely on my side and not you.
That's true. I was ready to go.
There are other things we could talk about this off of the podcast.
We could.
Things.
So
happening.
I have 2 news articles I want to start us off with.
Whoa.
That I thought I want to try and bring in a movie industry clip article news thingy to talk about. One's really short and fun, and the other one's, well, I guess it's more controversial. Ouch.
God damn, Branden.
It's more controversial, and I mean it's not like super controversial.
It's about like black people or something?
No, it's not about black people. No, it's about our favorite company, MoviePass. Now, okay, so the first one I'm going to bring up, I don't know if you ran across this. Let me bring it up from Adweek. Showed up in my. I feel like you would have. This is something like you would totally be into, Doug. So the font that Netflix made its own font.
Yeah. And
apparently it's saving them like millions of dollars in font licensing fees, which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Why wouldn't you just use free fonts? Like, I don't understand why.
Because we want our thing to look fancy.
I
worked really hard stealing this font.
Why people would pay for font. Look, there's actually jobs. The guy who did it is like a font designer is his like job title.
Look, my nephew is a really big fan of Call of Duty, and he just thought the font was really awesome and recreated it in MS Paint, and we used that. What's the big deal?
Are you being serious right now?
No.
You don't have a nephew.
No. What the...
Sorry. So Adweek, the title, Netflix created a clean custom font that could save the company millions.
What?
Ironically, it's called Netflix Sans. Sans? Is it pronounced Sans?
It's Sans.
Sans? Okay. Okay, good. I did it right then.
Bam.
So the lead is Noah Nathan. Noah writes, with the global nature of Netflix business, font licensing can get quite expensive. Developing this typeface. Get out of my stupid... I don't want to subscribe. Get off of my article.
I can't wait to make this whole thing into a remix.
I hate these things. Ugh, darn. Okay. It didn't show up last time.
Okay, hang on.
But you got the gist of it. They made their own typeface.
Okay, so we'll take this back from the top. Okay, rewind about 30 seconds. So, Branden, what was this fascinating article you were going to tell me about?
Netflix created its own font called Netflix Sans. Darn it, I can't remember which one it is now. Sans? Netflix Sans? No, Sans. Sans is like things on beaches.
It's Sans.
Sans. Oh, okay. Whatever. Netflix Sans.
I like that you did it correctly the first time and then you fucked it up the second time.
Then I questioned myself. I know. I'm not very confident in myself, apparently. Well, now I can't get rid of this stupid subscribe thing. Anyway,
we'll never know the end.
Was a fun little article, I thought.
It is a fun little
related to movies and our favorite streaming service.
What a surprise that the internet becomes increasingly a copyright nightmare.
Yeah. Actually, I listened to another podcast I listened to, Why'd You Push That Button?
Why did you push that button?
From The Verge.
Why'd you push that button?
Which is a website of Vox Media.
I know what The Verge is.
I know. Do you listen to The Vergecast? I love The Vergecast.
I know some people that work on The Vergecast.
You do not.
Yeah, I know one of them.
Who is it? Let's go. I want to talk to... I want to meet Derek Nieder.
It's not... no, I don't know him.
I know, but I didn't say you knew him.
It's the video game guy. The black one.
That doesn't narrow it down. I listen to the podcast. I don't see them. I don't know what race they are.
The one that sounds...
I know another guy that's Indian.
The one that sounds like he likes Black Panther more than the other one.
They don't actually... They only have 3 on. I don't know if they've ever had the video game on. I imagine they would have, I guess. Well, the Vergecast is more tech, hardware-based and software.
I'm fucking with you.
Oh, I feel like that's not... I wouldn't be entirely surprised if you knew someone from the Vergecast. You would be surprised 2 people know and don't know. I mean, we have the brother of a... we have the brother of an NFL player living in town.
Twitter has opened a lot of barriers to the world.
Yeah, so it's not impossible.
It's never been more easy for me to talk to escorts and random bots about how mean the Twitter account for Wendy's is.
It's
an aggressive account.
Savage account. It goes after all the other ones. It's
Fuck,
quite
dude.
Funny. Did you hear about? Was it McDonald's or Wendy's? That kid that got the million nuggets or something.
That was Wendy's
for free.
That was
or something.
Wendy's.
He got the million tweets and they gave him free nuggets for life. What was it? Something?
It was.
Was it a million nuggets?
He said something about a million nuggets, and I think they just gave him a free box of nuggets.
Yeah. But it was something he had to get a certain number of Twitter retweets.
Yeah,
was it
something
a million retweets or
something like that. Yeah,
I don't know.
And everybody was like, "Hell yeah, free nuggets!"
Ellen DeGeneres and some other really famous people retweeted it.
Because why wouldn't you?
Well, obviously not.
What, are you, a monster?
So the more controversial, my opinion, the controversial article, I don't know if you've noticed this, Doug. I actually talked to a support person about it. They didn't answer me. MoviePass, one of me and Doug's favorite services, now has you can pay yearly.
Yep.
For $8 a month if you pay up front. If you pay all up front, so it's like $104 or something for $8 a year. That price is only available to new subscribers.
Yep.
So I've been a loyal customer for 4 or 5 months, and I'm paying more than new people.
Yep.
Which I understand the concept of having a lower promotion for new members. It's a tried and true marketing technique. But if it's going to be going forward, if it's going to be a subscription option, it should be. Option I should be able to tap into.
Well, you got 1 month free when you didn't have the card. What more do you want?
And actually, now I've lost my card because I lost my wallet, so I'm waiting for a card. And I'm a little worried I'm going to be one of those people who bitches on Facebook about not getting the card for 2 months. It's not that funny, Doug.
That's pretty fucking funny.
I'm really upset. If I don't get my card in a timely manner,
it's way funnier just in that. If we lived near any theaters where using the e-ticketing thing instead was an option for us, that would be not an inconvenience at all.
Yeah. I wish they just had a digital. If I could have downloaded it, if they would have had the ability to download
the Android Pay thing, or something
my Google
like that.
Pay, that would have been awesome.
That would be cool, but not a lot of places take that. Goodwill takes that.
You know what's super funny? You guys do? Oh, why did you tell me that? I love using that
the weird part is, it doesn't list anywhere.
But as long as you have an NFS reader. I actually used it in North Carolina once at a store that didn't think they could use it, and it totally worked for them.
Weird.
It was nifty. They have to have an NFF reading capabilities, and not a lot of people know they actually.
I guess
their machine has that, but
I scared the shit out of it.
Actually, ironic. So since we've talked, I lost my wallet. I don't know if I told you, so that's been a pain in the ass replacing all my cards and stuff.
That sounds like a pain in the ass.
So I called to get one of them replaced, and they were going through the charges, and they were like, "Did you make this charge for blankety blank?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I totally made that charge." And then they're like, "Oh well, somebody attempted to make a charge in Georgia, but it was denied." And I was like, "Georgia?" I was like, "Do you mean somebody tried to buy online, the store, the IP or whatever is in Georgia?" They're like, "No, somebody physically tried to use your card in Georgia." But luckily my account is always overdrawn or negative usually, so the transaction got denied because I didn't have enough money. So the joke was on that person who stole my card. And my other account, I have the app. You can lock the card, so I don't know if anybody tried to use it. But for the 2 weeks, I didn't have it locked because I thought I was going to find my wallet, and I didn't end up finding my wallet. I thought I left it at a friend's house, but nobody used it there either. So So that's been my trial and tribulations of replacing all my cards. But so the somewhat funny part about that is, so in our community, the only places I could use Android Pay, ironically, was work. So luckily I could get pizza whenever I wanted, and Meijer was the only places that I could use. I could buy stuff in town because I had no access to cash or had any credit cards. So, really curbed my spending for the 2 weeks. I haven't, well, kind of, until we won't go into the story of the Amazon card and that whole thing. Because I think Doug's going to die over here, apparently. So how is taking care of your sixth child and wife? I don't think that's anything to laugh about, Doug.
I'm just imagining this guy being all like smooth and being like, "Oh man, I stole it. I'm gonna get some stuff," and then
getting denied.
Not even busted. Just oh. I'm very sorry, Brandon. That sounds like a terrible plight, and I'm very sorry.
Not really. First world problems.
Word.
I can't buy shit.
Yeah, really is entirely my fault because, my wife was sick and my kid was sick, so, so first off, we actually had to reschedule because I fucked up because I forgot that Kate bought tickets to a fucking stand-up show.
You fucked up twice. Which makes me feel...
Okay, I don't remember the other time, but...
well, I guess being sick wasn't your fuck-up, so you did only fuck up once.
You get a free pass for that one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Brandon's a tough manager. So, I forgot Kate bought tickets to a Pauly Shore stand-up show at the Lansing Brewing Company.
It's so funny. That cracks me up.
It does. It was Lansing Brewing Company's first attempt at, doing stand-up as a venue. And all in all, I would actually say that was a very positive experience.
I kind of wish I would like to have comedy people in town once in a while. I think it would be funny. I've always wanted to really go to... I went to Jerry Seinfeld once, but that's the only time I've...
Well, even just
I
prices
think a lot of people like Netflix comedy now.
Yeah.
But I would like to see... I mean, probably not a huge audience for it, but I would like to see amateur comedians. I think it'd be funny to see some kind of no-name guy for $10 at some local place.
There was a no-name dude from Detroit that went on before Pauly Shore, and he got a lot of love and support, and he was actually really funny. I actually thought he was pretty good. He was like the characters Zach Galifianakis plays in movies, but in real life, because he actually had the fucking wolf sweater on and everything. It was kind of amazing. But
it was actually really cool. There was a guy who has autism, and he used that as he's living with autism is his act.
That's pretty good.
That came to our local art gallery, and
That's
sadly I had to work for some reason I didn't get to see him, and I wanted to because I thought that would have been funny. It was only $5 to see him or something.
Cool. But yeah, and then Pauly Shore's stand-up itself was not as impressive. The part of his... Oh my
gosh, the picture you guys took with him, he looked like a meth addict.
Dude, for real, time has taken not even just a bat, but a shovel and a fucking excavator to his face and body.
Wow.
The best part of his set was the part where he was like... So I'm kind of a weird relic because my whole thing was being a man-child in the 90s, and now all my fans are old and have kids. So that's weird. Those were my favorite parts of his shtick. The parts I was not as big of a fan of were kind of big and far, were parts where he was either just talking about just really generic shit,
hey, what's up with this airplane food?
No, more generic than that, and more modern than that, you fucking grandfather with your fucking grandpa sweater.
Wow, whoa, hostile. Where's all this hostility coming from?
Shit Jeez. You ever have your girl play with your dick after sex, and it's all, stop it, it's all tickly, stuff like that, or a part where you'd have...
funny.
Yeah. So that reaction times, about 50 people to 100 people in the room. There was also a weird part where we were like, oh, there's like this reserved seating like on the other side, and we were like, what is that for? Is that for like their families or something like that? VIP. And then the people that sat there, it became slightly more clear, oh, it's for whores, because it was a lot of very young, attractive women all sitting in these fucking tables, all 4 of them.
That's funny.
That was weird.
Pauly Shore had fangirls and like gave out free tickets, hoping to bang them.
Dude, we were in line. Women kept so Kate was in front of me. 3 separate times, women kept elbowing their way in front of me to try to get to the front of the line for autographs and pictures. 3 separate times. 4 women I saw were like easily in their 3rd trimester of pregnancy. And like, I don't know what it is.
Maybe it has a small but dedicated fan base.
And then some. Fuck, dude.
Wouldn't it be really creepy if all those 3 women had got pregnant by Pauly Shore, like, secretly?
Word.
That would be crazy.
That would be pretty good. Hey, buddy.
You know what I feel like Pauly Shore would be? And maybe you can... I don't know if this would have came up in his comedy. For some reason, I feel like Pauly Shore looks like the exact person who'd be like a secret white supremacist. You can just, for some reason, I can imagine him
I could see it, but I could see him, like, not having the energy to actually do it.
No, obviously.
He just seems tired.
I don't like expect him out at like a KKK rally.
No, sure.
I feel like he doesn't like
let
minorities.
Me put this in context.
He doesn't like minorities.
He didn't even do a full hour set. He did. The show was supposed to be till 8. The show ended at 7:45. He did 45 minutes, and he looked like he was dying.
I mean, I don't like talking for like 5 minutes, but.
I mean, yeah, but, like, is your job a stand-up comedian?
No, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call Pauly Shore's job a stand-up comedian either.
So what is he doing?
I'm assuming he just lives off, like, all the other actors. He lives off that $10,000 in royalties he gets from the streaming business has brought back all these old movies.
Have you ever seen Encino Man?
No, for some reason I know
Brendan
the name
Fraser and somebody else is in it. But my favorite, probably the one joke I actually thought was really great, was where he was like, I really wanted to do Encino Man 2, but every actor I called that was in that movie was like, I was never in Encino Man. And then hangs up the phone.
I don't get the joke.
They don't want to work with him. They don't want to.
Pauly Shore.
Yeah, he was calling.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's kind
jokes.
of funny. Ha ha ha.
Lots of jokes.
I guess so.
So, yeah, but anyway, so that happened, and Kate and Lennon were both extremely ill, so that made doing that hard. So we just had to
put into context. This is a different day.
Yeah,
from the show.
Day before the show. That shit was nuclear and bad, so we had to call it on that.
Did Kate get better than Sunday to go to the show? Of course, I'm sure she wasn't going to miss it regardless.
She was not going to miss that shit for the world. She was marginally better.
Okay.
She was able to, like, keep her eyes open, so that was a good sign.
I guess so.
But for real, though, Lansing Brewing Company, their prices were A-okay. I had an open tab for the whole night, and I paid, like, $27, and that was...
Good lord.
2 beers, like, 6, like... pops and like some of the fanciest fucking shrimp I've ever gotten from a fucking bar, and like 2 baskets of fries.
Oh man, they have really good pizza. That's what I go when I get there. You get like this mushroom.
I did not get pizza.
Arugula pizza.
I didn't see pizza on the menu. But yeah, it was called like mother of shrimp, a dragon shrimp or something like that. And it literally was like fucking huge pieces of shrimp, deep fried and covered in like honey or some shit, and served on a fucking like rectangle shit plate. Like I was like, what the fuck is this? It went nice with beer.
Dragon shrimp, no, and it could be. There's a common sushi plate called like dragon something, and then.
Well, it had like dragon. It had like dragon sauce on it.
Dragon sauce. Yep, dragon sauce. Yeah. Then obviously a callback to Game of Thrones, because who doesn't do a Game of Thrones reference anymore?
What's a Game of Thrones? Anyway.
Okay, so I had to explain to my friend what Catan was today. The funny part was she kept calling it Catan.
You shouldn't have corrected her.
And I was like,
that's better for everyone else involved.
I was like, it's Catan.
No. You did
there was a Game of Thrones edition of Catan, and we watched, like, we're both big Game of Thrones fans.
Sure.
And she's a 24-year-old girl, and so she's obviously never been in a card shop.
So don't correct her.
I'm not banging her, so there was no need to. I can correct her.
You don't get a little bit of satisfaction when you hear some stupid shit like that?
No, I totally made fun of her for it, and then corrected her.
How many babies do you think are going to be named T'Challa in the whole of 2018?
T'Challa? Oh, man. That's got to be up there.
It's got to be a lot.
In the African-American community.
I'm going to name our daughter T'Challa, so...
No, I should name her... What's his girlfriend's name?
Oh, actually, we did talk about that at one point, because we like that name. I don't remember what the fuck it is, but...
She's pretty cool.
Taquito? I forget.
Yeah, that's a
Toquito. Anyway.
Toquito.
Toyota.
Taco Bell's newest creation, the Toquito.
Anyway. We're not sponsored by Yum Foods.
But we could be. Hey, open sponsorship. Anyway, actually, I never got a chance to mention to you. I got an email about running ads on somebody who's interested in taking out ad space. Like a company or like the platform is interested in having us?
I forget which. Like this would be
really interesting if a company was like a specific company found.
I think it was a specific. It's a small like dedicated group in like New York City.
That does what?
I don't know a lot about them. The program is called like Dynamo or something.
It's another
this
podcast.
Is not, no. This is a advertising company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they want to put ads, or they want ads for themselves? They want ads for their clients.
They want to insert ads.
Okay.
But I need to have longer conversations with them about this. This is like probably another month out or something like that.
Maybe you should let your operations manager as a business degree handle it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll forward you the email. I just want to make sure they're not advertising like weird alt-right shit.
Well, no, faux show.
I don't want like a Marco Rubio ad coming out.
Marco Rubio is not alt-right. He's Republican.
Says you.
He's Republican. I wouldn't advertise Marco Rubio on here, but
that's a separate issue.
He's also like he's a Republican who was lost the presidential primary. Like if I'm gonna, well, no, I don't want to advertise that Republican. I want to advertise winners. That's what I'm trying to go for. Advertise winners.
Just winners.
Do you know Bernie Sanders has a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't listened to it, but I kind of want to.
I have not yet.
I've subscribed to it. I just haven't got around to listening to it. So.
I'll tell that to him on Twitter. So, Brandon, you been watching anything? You been seeing anything?
You never made a comment on my MoviePass article.
What are you talking about?
I feel like.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
I wanted more of a discussion, and you were just kind of like...
What, the font thing?
No, the MoviePass. Them charging different prices.
Oh, that shit. That shit sucks. Like, what else do you want me to say?
I don't know. I guess that's all I wanted.
I have fucking, like, wires wrapped around me right now. I'm trying to fix this, like, stealth-like, and then I'm, like, calling myself out on it by, like, not doing that.
Unless, like, okay, I won't be entirely upset. If they only get, like, the $8 to $7.99 a month deal for, like, 1 year, and then it goes back to the $10, I'm probably okay with it. But if it's, like, permanent, then I'm gonna kind of be real mad about that shit. Especially a lot of people on Facebook, they were just like, I can just cancel my account and open with a new email.
There you go.
And I was like, that's a good idea. But then I was like, it's like a $20 difference over a year. I'm like, is it really worth it?
For $20? Absolutely.
Well, if I hadn't renewed the card, I probably would have. Otherwise, I'm going to cancel that.
Actually, honestly, you probably could argue them down to it when you were reordering the card.
And then I'm going to wait. And no, I totally emailed the guy, the support guy was like, oh, it's only available for new customers. And then I messaged back. I was like, well, that seems really unfair and crappy. And then after that, he was like...
He just sent you an emoji of, like, the shrugging emoji.
No, after that, he totally, like, I should have pressed him on it, totally just disregarded me. He was just like, what did he say? Oh, he was like, I've sent your new card in the mail. Have a nice day. Anything else? Like, just totally disregarded the comment I made about it being shitty. And I was like, well...
Honestly, the amount of negative PR and customer service they seem to be experiencing constantly, I'm sure his manager literally told him to do that.
The guy was probably like, whatever. I was like, well played, sir. Well played. I just can't believe of all the money they have, why don't they just got a bunch of huge infusion of cash, why they don't fix their customer service shit.
Because I like money, Brandon.
But it's also, you don't really have to, I don't know. In my head, I'm like, is it really that fucking hard to ship out credit cards? Like,
I'm willing to bet they would have so many fewer problems if they just didn't do that part. The second you have to mail out physical goods, a million fucking problems that you can't directly control start happening. Yeah, that's why working at Amazon, especially as a higher up, has to be a nightmare at some point.
But their reach would be so much less if you could only take like people that had Android Pay. If you tried to do a digital form of payment, it would be like they wouldn't like we can see movies at the Eaton Theater in Charlotte. Like you would never be able to do that if they only. Even I don't think Celebration even takes Android Pay.
No, I don't think so.
Like they're
like
so
like
few
yeah.
theaters.
I'm not saying that it would have that. Everything Bing Bang Boom is solved. No. I'm just saying if they didn't have to do that, even though they knew they had to do that, it would have been easier for them.
Yeah. I just also can't see why it seems to be that hard, but
yeah. But if you had
because at least at the first time we didn't have issues. Like people were like they were waited like 2 months for cards.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we waited almost 2 months, but those people got charged while they were waiting. We didn't get charged while we were waiting.
No.
I think I got charged like maybe a week before I actually got the card, but like I had the card in the month I got charged. I had the card.
Yeah, yeah.
And other people were like they were waiting like 2 months for cards, and I was like, and getting charged. I was like, that seems crazy.
That's fucked up.
I wouldn't deal with that shit.
Could you imagine if that was?
So
how
for
it worked
some lady
with
made a
Netflix?
comment that she had like I don't know, she had like a family plan or they had some special like beta user deal. She was like, I have 4 cards to pay $12 a month. I was like, how are you paying 4 cards, $12 a month? I was like, I would totally do that. It's insane.
That's
I would take
way better to me.
I know. I'd take all my family to the movies.
Shit, man.
Anyways, enough about MoviePass.
Who
I wouldn't mind sponsoring us because you're great.
Their fucking affiliate program hasn't emailed me back, so.
Oh, what a bunch of dicks. Maybe we don't have enough whatever. I know I looked at their affiliate page thing, and yeah, they wanted like a lot of stuff. I don't think we have the viewership yet. So maybe someday. Now we have 100 unique downloads. Why do you keep looking at it? Do you want me to hold it? Do you have a problem with me holding it?
Just let it go.
It's gonna fall.
Is it gonna fall? Let it go. Why is it now falling?
I don't know, because I messed with it.
It's a nightmare. This is the show.
Ostrich.
If you move the pop screen physically closer to it, you could be physically closer to the microphone. Because say that, yeah. There you go. How's that?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can actually hear you amazingly well.
Better? Okay.
That's actually great.
Okay.
Let's keep it at that.
Okay.
Shit.
So you asking me what I've been watching, right?
What have you been watching, Branden? How's your week going?
Should we tell the customers? Should we tell the viewers that we totally did not watch what we're going to watch?
Oh, we totally didn't fucking watch. We did not watch. What was yours? Okija?
Yeah, Okija. I totally almost thought you would have seen it before.
I have seen that sitting there forever. I keep thinking it's a documentary about some weird fucking hippo, and it's not that at all.
No, it's not.
No.
It's about this Japanese girl who raises a hippo-like animal, and then what's her name? The mean lady from Spencer Train? No, what is it called? Winter Train? Snowpiercer. The mean lady from Snowpiercer. Whatever the damn movie. Yeah, okay. Wants to grow a bunch of the pigs and like feed them to people to solve the world hunger crisis or something.
Yeah.
Well, because you picked my theme, not like, I'm sure it's not racist. My theme was like Asian, whatever. You picked like an Asian movie, so I picked an Asian movie, so we could have like a themed show that I would like to try and move us to.
Like to be perfect.
Show with loose themes to them.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I was going to talk to you about like having an even looser format.
No, I can't stand a looser format. We're so loose as it is. We're like a 40-year-old hooker. We're so loose.
I am going to. That's pretty good. That's. Hang on. I'm gonna.
Thanks. I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
Anyway. So, the main thing I was going to... Because, like, I need to send you episode, I want to say, 289 of the Best Friend Cast to really give you an example of what the beauty of having an even looser format. Because he even has a speech at the end of a tangent that goes off the first hour and 30 minutes of this I think, 4-hour podcast in which they are just talking about, like, the different ways animals shit. And this is a video game podcast, by the way.
Shocker.
It's amazing. And he does a great job of just letting people know that the format is not that important. Having fun and having engaging conversation is way more important.
Nope. I can already tell you. You know why? Because I can already tell you we listen to different podcasts. That's our issue here. That's what our creative differences is. I don't listen to the podcasts you listen to because I couldn't stand that format. I couldn't stand 4 hours of people
but I don't
not
think
talking
about
what they want to
format.
do. Doug, I know what I like. I'm a much more structured, conservative person than you are. And not creative.
You're fucking full of shit.
I'm an accountant. I couldn't stand...
You're fucking full of shit,
listening
Branden.
to 4-hour game podcasts and an hour and a half talking about animal crap. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Dude.
I've tried to listen to looser podcasts, and they drive me nuts.
What? Which one?
I listen to, like, the Nerdcast. Like, I listen to...
The Nerdcast is bad.
Just because it's bad. You think it's bad. I mean, I don't think it's great.
I mean,
it is, like,
legitimately bad.
Well, anyways, I know I wouldn't like that format. I wouldn't want to be a part of that format. I'm going to tell you right now.
We'll see.
No. That's why I think you need guest stars that fit your style a little more.
Don't break my heart, Branden.
Well, I'm not going to, like, leave. I'm just saying once in a while maybe you could do a...
Do I have to name this podcast Branden Dead R.I.P.?
We're not breaking up. Just maybe we need to see other people once in a while. Okay?
How dare you do this to me?
Just saying.
We're fucking this up. This would have been better if we were deadly serious.
Just yeah, I'm totally deadly serious. You're not keeping it together. Anyways.
No, I can't. Anyway.
But I couldn't do that for. I can't do a looser format, Doug.
So we didn't watch Okija, and we didn't watch The Outsider.
Okinawa. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it's called.
What have you been watching, Branden?
I watch a lot of series.
What you been watching?
I watch movies. I just got Amazon Prime. I've gone to the dark side. All hail Jeff Bezos.
Word.
Now the richest man in the world.
Yep. Right behind Jay-Z.
Net worth, but not... I think when people think about when the common people think about richest people in the world, they hear, like, Jeff Bezos and, like, $80 billion or something.
Yeah, but that's not, like, raw cash.
Yeah, no. I was like, you gotta think about, like, them, Bill Gates, all of them. Like, Mark Zuckerberg lost, like, $9 billion in personal wealth after the Facebook scandals, and their stock dropped by 10%.
Yeah.
Like, that's how quickly those type of individuals' wealth change. Like, I'm sure Jeff Bezos isn't, or I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg isn't going to be on food stamps anytime soon.
Somebody could save a 12-year-old porn shoot, like, on his phone, and his net worth would be halved the next day.
Yeah, so, like, that doesn't attribute to... But also, sometimes I wonder about, like, some of those people, though, if, like, they're... Like, in the old days, used to say, like, the founding fathers or whatever, like, were land rich and cash poor. Like, they just owned a shit ton of land, but they didn't have money.
But they didn't have anything to do
now
with
I think, like, a lot of the rich people are, like, stock rich. But I'm always like, how much cash do they actually have in the bank?
Not a lot.
Like, and actually, like...
if the stock market crashed tomorrow, they'd all be fucked.
Yeah, like, what is it? Elon Musk doesn't get paid in cash.
No.
He gets Tesla stock. And like
he has secret NASA technology.
Yeah, he has to sell. Like, I mean, it'd be nice if I could do this. I mean, I'm not complaining. He sells off like 50,000 units of stock to like fund himself for a year, to like feed himself for a year. But he can do that because he gets like 5 million shares
because
of Tesla.
He's motherfucking Elon Musk. Any restaurant he walks into, he's eating for fucking free.
Yeah, so
he's fucking Elon Musk. He's putting a goddamn Tesla on the Mars because why not?
Rumors that Tesla is
a tax scandal.
Is going to be going bankrupt because they're not producing and they're going to run out of cash. But
yeah, they're not fucking putting it... Because, like, they're an idea house. They're not for, like, the public consumption. Because their ideas are crazy and way too expensive.
Yeah. No, but is it because they're talking about... Tesla has now surpassed Ford in stock market value. Even though Ford has $8 billion profit... Tesla lost like $8 billion. $8 billion, not million. Lost $8 billion. Ford made $8 billion and sold like 20 times the amount of car Teslas did. But yet Tesla's in the stock market is valued more highly than Ford.
Well, Tesla, I'm actually like really surprised they haven't like done more like
I'm really kind of mad at you right now and upset at myself because I'm totally doing the thing I just ranted about that I didn't want to do.
It's almost like organic conversation.
Really making me upset.
It's more engaging.
Yeah, but you realize it's engaging for us, and we don't know how the audience feels.
Yeah, but you're making that call, not the audience.
I know, but we also don't know if the audience likes it. I feel like you think the audience likes it.
There might be other
sometimes
people that
the
enjoy
audience
Netflix and discussions of stock.
Sometimes the audience doesn't know what they're talking about.
Since we're talking about stock anyway for a second before we get back to the actual conversation, I'm going to personally congratulate Ubisoft. They finally got their independence again. They're no longer under attack by Vivendi, which is great. Good for you.
Vivendi?
Vivendi is a company that it's one of those fucking scary super companies that owns like a lot of shit.
Hedge fund? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're Vivendi is out of
India? Sounds like India.
France.
I thought Ubisoft was out of France.
They are also out of France. That's the main reason for why they were trying to do a buyout. And Vivendi let go. They signed their remaining stock to 2 major players and then a couple other people. Being, 2
major players. A company, you mean like in the sense of 2 major?
Yeah,
people.
like two other like investment firms. Okay. One being Tencent, another one of those scary, crazy companies that like pretty much.
Do you mean Tencent, or is it pronounced Tencent? You mean that Chinese company?
Tencent,
like
whatever.
T-E-N-C-E-N-T?
That company. The one that owns like all of the Chinese gaming market.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the Ontario Canadian Teachers Pension Fund.
Ha.
And that thing is I have heard people describe that fund as the honey badger of the fucking stock market, because if they think you're not performing, they will just sell controlling stock shares to other companies and do hostile takeovers. It's kind of amazing.
That's funny.
It's kind of cool. But yeah, just congratulations to Ubisoft.
Which are actually like the... I'm really mad. I'm really getting mad at myself for doing this. The French government owns like 10% of Nissan.
Yeah.
Or Nissan, the Renlet Nissan.
Yeah.
They got a weird corporate structure. Like, anyways, I'm not going to get into it because I want to talk about
another day
movies and streaming, because that's what we do on this podcast. Oh, I talked to a guy.
Yeah.
We both were up for the same promotion.
Okay.
To a committee.
Word.
That oversees a big project.
Word.
He didn't get that promotion. I'm now on the committee that oversees this big project.
And so you told him to suck a dick,
shit? No. This is the guy I told you about that writes for... He used to write for Dread Central.
Yeah.
Apparently he got kicked off Dread Central. Now writes for Horror News Net, or Horror Film Net. I don't know what it is.
Are we throwing shade, or are we congratulating him? I'm confused.
Well, if you would let me finish. No, as a what do you call it? What's that word?
Constituent?
No. That's like a C when you like...
A cunt.
Somebody you've beaten...
It's a cunt.
No, not a person. It's an act. When you've beaten somebody, you give them like you give them a consolidation. Prize? Not
concede?
No, consolidation. Not a
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god, what is this word?
Oh fuck!
Do you know what I'm talking
about?
It's like that. It's like not the prize. It's like a pity. It's like a pity prize.
Stop
but
talking.
It's a C word.
Stop.
Consolidation.
Stop. It's not consolidation.
No. It's sound. No.
It's a
consideration. Maybe no. Damn it! I don't know the word. So
fuck.
Nonetheless, it was a.
I don't have my fucking phone.
It was a helpful handout. I don't know what to call it.
Sure.
Not a handout, but
second place.
Sure.
Silver medal.
So I talked to him about being on the podcast. So I got his email.
Guess.
You'll love his email.
Mystery person.
By the way, I was like, this is an email. Doug
Donkey
totally
Punchers at donkeypunch.com.
No, Blast Man Beef.
Okay. At
Yahoo.
Are you just saying his email in front of like a lot of people?
Sure. They don't know who he is. What are they, random people just going to email him?
Maybe.
Well, not my problem.
Do you ever just randomly text out people's like phone numbers on Facebook?
No. Email's different.
were you ever? Well, you've never had a fucking Twitter account, right?
No, but
when Zac Efron accidentally tweeted out his fucking phone number on Twitter, so everyone that was following him was calling him for the 24 hours funny. Before he turned his phone off.
Well, I mean, no,
I did that too.
I've had a public email, so I mean, I don't know. My email's been available to the public.
Floating up questions at gmail.com.
Not that email, which nobody emails.
What was that?
But we would like floating up questions at gmail.com.
Bam. Damn.
I think I yelled so loud I just heard the echo from your headphones.
That's good.
Maybe I'm hearing an echo.
Maybe you're going crazy.
Maybe I'm going.
Maybe we're all going crazy. What the fuck? I thought you were about to stand on that stool.
No, my back. I mean, I'm trying to get it comfortable.
Brandon is a frail person.
I am.
So Brandon, what have you been watching?
I just got Amazon Prime. All hail Jeff Bezos.
Word.
Alpha House. I've been waiting for years. Yeah, $80 billion. I've been waiting for years, literally years, to watch Alpha House. The show with John Goodman, Kelly Ripa's husband, and two other no-name people that they play senators who all live in the same house. They're all Republican senators.
Okay.
And it's based on a true story of a group of senators. It's kind of like a senatorial frat house. It's kind of the vibe they go through. And it's an Amazon original, and I never wanted to get Amazon Prime. I told myself I wouldn't, but then they gave me a credit card, and all hell broke loose. Because I may or may not have maxed out 75% of it already. So there's slowly putting Jeff Bezos' kids through school. And she doesn't even have kids. Does he have a wife? I don't know if he has kids or a wife. Know. You know, I never really... He's just this weird figure who's...
For his hedge fund, I hope not, but... So it's good?
Oh, yeah. Hilarious. Great. Funny. It's something I would like. I don't know.
Okay.
I love political stuff. But it's like humor with... there's some politics, but it's pretty humorous too. Actually, and Wanda Sykes plays a Democratic senator as like a guest star who shows up once in a while. It's pretty funny. Okay,
I would actually love an entire rival house on the other side.
No, actually...
Be like Animal House, but it's all Democrats.
No, Wanda Sykes plays a senator who's their neighbor.
They're just giving kids abortions and giving them free condoms.
A neighbor, and then
free health care.
The really skinny... I don't know. I don't remember what character she played. She was the skinny. I don't know how to explain her. She was the skinny born. She was the redhead in Sex and the City.
Oh yeah.
So she plays a Democratic senator.
Neat. Because she looks like a Democratic senator.
She's currently running for senator.
Governor. He's told me
governor. Shit. There's a ghost
Peanut
telling
Gallery.
us about who's running for governor.
But she's apparently also running for governor of New York, officially, I think.
Shit.
So, but anyways, that lady plays
podcast.
a Democratic senator also. And then those are really the only two Democrats that show up. Which is actually really, I don't know if I noticed this because I watch political things.
Sure.
But
political things.
Yeah, until House of Cards, like The West Wing, for some reason, most political movies, shows, blah, 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 always took the view of the Republican Party, and I don't know why that is.
Because
but it just
the whole
happens to
of
be
America sits it's that fucking it's that fucking chart.
But the people that make those movies are all East Coast liberals. So
yes,
I really
they are.
Get confused why they make Republican senators.
Because they want to fucking eat, Brandon. Like the whole of America, like that fucking that fucking chart that your sociology teacher, your social studies teacher teaches you in high school or whatever. Of there's the left side and the right side, and all of America kind of sits right about here in terms of the right side. Where, not really all the way to fucking,
white supremacists?
Yeah, not quite that, but not quite true neutral either, I don't know, Norway or, one of those countries.
Those are all
those
liberal.
ones that aren't really,
those are liberal
socialists. The ones that sit just before socialists. It is...
That's left
it's still
of center.
sitting on the right side of it,
Left of center, you mean?
What?
It's called fine, left
from
of center.
your... What?
Politically, they're left of the center because they're more liberal.
Yeah.
Are you saying you're saying most people in America sit right of center?
No, we sit a little to the right, regardless.
That's what I just said. I said right of center.
Oh, right of center. Yes, I thought you were saying left of center.
God.
Right of center.
Yes, right of center.
I think we have a name for the podcast of this episode.
Right of center.
Right of center.
Which actually is not true, because the demographics are changing and minorities are taking over.
Did you see
which
that?
Which is fine with me.
Yeah, man,
I love minorities.
Black Panther made $10 billion.
Yeah. Fight the power.
Word, sister. Anyway.
Hashtag me too.
Don't.
What?
Anyone else here watch that Roseanne reboot coming back? Hashtag me too.
No.
Did you see it?
No. It looks... I never liked Roseanne in the beginning. I don't think I'd like it now.
Why?
Because it's stupid.
Roseanne's good. The last season's kind of meh, but Roseanne's good. Roseanne's character is pro-Trump, which is weird.
Oh, super funny. Super ironic. Didn't he attack her and Rosie O'Donnell a bunch in the 90s? He attacked both of them?
Yes.
Yeah. No, but her character would totally be a Trump supporter.
I guess, but...
Never mind, I can't say that on the podcast, so... I'm just going to leave my comments to myself.
Fearing the Wendy's Twitter account. But yeah.
Fresh beef.
So, I already talked about it on Nobody's Listening about finishing all of Kakiguri. That show's really good. There's a part where the president of the fucking student council makes this girl lose so much money that she's literally like hundreds of billions of yen in debt, and obviously a human being can't pay that back. So she's like, well, I guess you're kind of fucked about paying me back. I guess you're just going to be a slave or something. And she's like, well, is there anything else you want? And she looks at her and shit's like real dark. She's like, I've never seen the back of a human eye socket. So you could come into the office tomorrow and we could like do that. And so this girl gets so turned on by that that she takes a pen and just stabs her eye out right there.
Oh God!
It doesn't show it, Brandon.
You watch fucked up shows.
It's pretty. It was super good, and like for a whole bunch of the characters, you're like, "Is this like a weird sex thing for you?" And a lot of them,
we had this exact discussion before.
Yes,
about this weird.
But like, I was 4 episodes in, and now I've finished it. The second season is coming out sometime this year, which I'm very excited about. It's a damn good show. It's a very fun show.
What streaming show is it on?
It's on Netflix. Oh. And Netflix like exclusively is dubbing this.
Kakiguri.
I'm pretty sure if you type in like gambling anime, it's the only thing that shows up.
Gambling anime.
Yeah, it's something I talked about on the other podcast. I'm actually kind of disappointed by the reaction to it because the average reviewer was like, if you're not into gambling, maybe pass on it. Like, I really actually think this is a very
focus
original...
entirely on gambling?
Yeah. That's the point of the whole show. Is like they're like, okay, we're playing 3-card Monty.
The obnoxiously rich kids who gamble money away.
Yeah.
Well, except for you told me like trick poor kids into gambling and get
and
sucked
they
into servitude.
they get sucked into servitude. There's literally an episode where they play literal Russian roulette.
Holy shit!
What the? There's ghosts. There's ghosts in this podcast. Anyway. But it's a more extreme version of Russian roulette in which both persons load their guns with the amount of bullets they want to load it with, and then they throw it in a box, and you don't know whose gun you're pulling out.
Jesus Christ!
It's pretty fucking cool, and
that's fucked up.
It's really.
It's kind of like I don't know if you'd by chance. There was a crazy CSI when it was big CSI episode where. These kids were in like this empty warehouse, and they put a bamboo stick in the middle of it, and then like dropped a gun around it. So as it spun, it shot off.
Wow!
And it like ended up killing one of their friends.
That's pretty good.
But and then I think the kids ran and like just left the body there. But like CSI was so fucking confused because there was like the bullet projections were like everywhere, and they couldn't like figure out. They had to like go through doing the whole CSI thingy, and then they finally figured out where that are all like. Centered on the pole, and then they figured it out. But kind of a weird, crazy
Kakiguri. Like it's really good. It's really easy to marathon. It's kind of wonderful to marathon. The pacing is incredible for that. Branden dropped his coat. Just to let everyone know, Branden has dropped his coat. now returning.
Play on the field or foul on the foul on the play. Whatever the fuck. What's the football term?
Just like how we can't fucking remember the fucking word for coming in second place and still getting a prize.
I feel
cunt.
Cunt. It sounds like a C.
God damn it. But as far as things I've been watching, Brandon, we actually, me and Kate went and saw Love, Simon the other day.
You saw it without me?
You wanted to see it?
I did, and I specifically didn't go and see it because I wanted to see it with you guys.
Well, I would be happy to go again because it's a pretty okay movie.
Branden is showing a very pissed face right now.
I will not talk about Love, Simon. Just so everyone knows, Branden is squinting one eye.
So I saw... Oh, damn it, what was it?
We saw Tomb Raider.
That looks stupid.
It is more acceptable than the fucking Angelina Jolie ones.
What? No. Angelina's the original.
That fucking stupid part in the first one where she's running up the goddamn pyramid. You really defending that fucking...
Are you like a big fan of Tomb Raider that I barely don't know about? Do you like?
No, I just think those Angelina Jolie movies are fucking terrible, and I wanted something slightly more acceptable, and that's exactly what this one was. Slightly more acceptable.
Damn it, I wish I can't. Apparently, it wasn't that memorable. I skipped class one day and went and saw a movie in the middle of the day at Celebration.
It's Black Panther.
No. Oh, damn it. It was some movie. I saw Red Sparrow.
Oh, God. Please tell me. Please tell me more.
Why? Did you not see it? Or did you see it?
No, of course I haven't seen it.
Why? Oh, it's good.
Because it looks bad.
No,
it's good?
It's good.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Cool. What is it about?
You get to see Jennifer Lawrence naked. So
I could do that by Googling.
There's that. Yeah, but...
Her fucking titty pictures got leaked.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get to see everything.
Whoa. Full penetration.
Yeah. Well,
that's why it's called the Red Sparrow.
Well, yeah, the sparrows are Russian agents that they try and use seduction.
Damn.
And so they're like...
Is that why she looks bored in every scene of the trailers?
I don't know, yeah.
Is that her seductive face?
No. They're, so she gets naked because the teacher literally tells her to let this guy, fuck her in front of the whole class.
Okay.
And then so...
Word.
She gets... Well, this is the second time... Or no, this is the... She gets naked and she, the guy tells her to turn around. He wants to bang her from behind. And then she's like, no. And she, turns around. And then she makes fun of him. And he, gets pissed and storms off and doesn't fuck her. And she was like, you're supposed to give him what he wants or whatever. And she was like, he wanted power. And I wasn't going to give it to him.
Bam.
It's like, bam.
Damn.
Mic drop.
Damn.
And then so...
Does she turn out to be the true villain?
She becomes I don't want to spoil it. She becomes a double agent, but she does this whole weird, crazy, double, quadruple agent thing.
Oh, it's one of those things.
A double turn. Okay. It's crazy.
Where the script gets flipped 600 times.
Yeah. She's like, is she working for the Americans? Is she working for the Russians? Who's working for who? And then it all comes to this crazy conclusion in the end. That was very satisfying, though.
Cool. That's awesome.
So, it was good.
Cool.
Why are you so nervous that I'm holding on to the thing? You don't seem to like it. Why is it taking you off?
Why you gotta hold on to the fucking... Thank you. You have this weird thing with just needing to tap things and hold on.
Why do you gotta have such a loose format?
It's revenge? That's what it is? You're the Red Sparrow, Branden? Anyway. I tried to take the power.
Shut the fuck up.
So, I guess I'll talk around Love, Simon.
Good.
It's one of those teen goofy romance movies, like Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, or what's another one? Nick Nora's Infinite Playlist, stuff like that. Kind of like teens doing goofy teen things from the perspective of clearly a middle-aged dude writing them. I think the one actual criticism I would have with the movie is there's a part where they
You're not
try
supposed to tell me about the movie. Fine, go ahead.
What is the point of... I actually find spoiler culture, obnoxious.
It's fine.
But Brandon likes not knowing the spoiler.
I just really wanted to see this movie, and I'm really hurt you saw it without me. That's all. That's all. It's okay. It's whatever. It's nothing.
We will see it, Brandon.
Even though I've waited to see movies with you guys.
Well, okay, fine. I will make one statement about Love, Simon, and then we will move on. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
There's a part in which the main character is being a shitty friend and doing a shitty thing. His friends then all get pissed at him and stop being his friend. And I will personally say, in the context of that story, a woman, a black man, and a black person who is a woman showed an almost lacking and shocking amount of not understanding or compassion towards their friend's plight in any way, shape, or form.
The minorities were
all
being
of
mean
them
to the other
were
minority?
So pissed in a way that didn't make sense. We will come back to Love, Simon another day, everyone. Probably next podcast.
Good.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I watched recently. Feels like there was something important. Kate's been watching that fucking incarcerated girls show, the fucking that show.
Orange is the New Black?
No. Sort of, but no. the fucking Juvie Hall Kids correctional facility show.
Oh, I mean, one of the billion they do?
Yeah.
It's dumb. I think those shows are dumb.
It's okay.
But I can totally
Most of those girls,
I can totally see Kate
they
loving
just like
it.
to fight and fuck all the time, so
totally
there's a lot of general drama around the whole thing.
I can totally see Kate loving a show like that.
It's okay. It's an okay watch.
Are they in juvie? Do they bang each other? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Most of the time they just clarify it's because they're bored. So it's almost still a prison thing.
That's always what they say. It's bored. But I don't really care. It's always more acceptable for women anyways. So.
There's terrible hair in that show. And that's pretty good. I've also been watching a lot of Atlanta.
I know. I need to get into Atlanta.
Atlanta's...
Somebody else told me Atlanta was great.
Atlanta's so
You told me Atlanta was great. Didn't you?
Atlanta's so fucking good,
Atlanta.
dude.
Just shake your head, yes or no.
He's talking to a ghost right now. He's just talking to a corner of the room.
Actually, I'm just sitting here getting a live podcast in my living room. I'm doing mundane tasks. I need to do sort socks.
Yeah. Nonetheless, didn't you watch Atlanta? Tell me yes or no.
A little bit. I liked it.
Thank you.
Into it, but
This last episode was depressing.
Special guest star, Peanut Gallery.
Peanut Gallery, the ghost.
Wait, does that mean our... Because I don't know if we did one. Does that mean our 4-person, 2-person guest star show was our best show?
I guess so.
Because that was our last one, wasn't it?
That was our last one.
Look at that.
Bam.
Boosted our ratings.
Whoop, whoop. I don't think it has the most downloads, though. I think some of my Nobody's Listening episodes have the most downloads, weirdly enough. But that's... It's weird. I'll show you the numbers later.
No,
it's
that's
weird.
Fine.
No,
I'm not that great. It's
no,
okay.
I'm saying this in a way that I'm weirded out by it. But
maybe people really like your voice. You have a radio voice, Doug.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I don't have a radio voice, but
no, you have a radio voice.
No, I don't.
It's more that you're scared of microphones. You're terrified of eating.
I have
a
shitty voice. As soon as I get the money, I'm getting. There's a surgery I found. You can get cosmetic surgery. They pump your vocal cords. They pump.
Oh my god, you're gonna do that fucking helium thing?
They pump. I think it's not Botox, but for lack of a better term, they pump Botox around your vocal cords.
Hello, I'm Branden Dyer,
and then it makes your voice. And then it makes your voice deeper. And then I'll have that deep, manly voice I've always wanted my entire life.
Do you like?
So that's what I'm shooting for.
Are you allergic to latex? I'm Branden Dyer.
I want to be a congressman someday, and having this high-pitched Mickey Mouse voice is not going to help.
But one more like this will be slightly more helpful when I'm later selling non-latex condoms to older gentlemen in
Just stop.
Retirement villages? I don't quite know what word I was reaching for.
Probably retirement villages sounds good.
I'm still trying to remember what that C word is for
if you know, please email us at floatingupquestions at Gmail, or follow our Twitter and post on whatever. Doug, please tell our Twitter handle.
FUS Podcast.
I was feeling like in my head I'm like at twitter.com, but Twitter doesn't have.
No, you just do at
Twitter's beyond
FUS Podcast.
Twitter's beyond the .coms.
And then
Twitter turned a first profit going back to stocks.
Yeah.
So
good for them.
I wish I would have. I was going to buy some of their stock too, but I was like, it's overpriced, and a lot of the analysts said it wasn't a good deal.
No,
should have bought it because it like doubled once they hit a profit.
Sure did.
And I was really mad at myself.
That's thanks to Trump, though.
Probably.
To be fair, Twitter for Trump is the same way fucking Obama was keeping BlackBerry alive.
Super funny. Funny story. You know where BlackBerry is actually more popular?
Africa. You told me we've had this discussion, Brandon.
Well, fuck you. I like to feel like I know interesting facts.
Fine. Okay, let's rewind. Very sorry, everyone. Brandon has shown his disgust to me cutting off him at the head, so we're going to take it back just a couple of steps here. So, Brandon, you were saying BlackBerry is more popular somewhere?
Yeah, it is. Just take a guess.
Africa.
I fucking hate you so much. I'm gonna burn your house down after I make sure your wife and kids are not home.
I should have said Wakanda, honestly.
And the dogs. And
Wakanda
I guess
seems
you.
like a place that would have
I just
BlackBerry.
want to burn your house down.
You think
without you in
think
it.
Wakanda has BlackBerry?
Does it have BlackBerry?
You emphasized the black in a way that made me uncomfortable, so yes. We'll say yes. Anyway.
Yes.
Dude, anyway, this last episode of Atlanta was super fucking depressing because Ern and fucking Val broke up, and it was during this weird...
Spoiler, thanks.
Well, Ern
now
is
I don't want to watch the show.
Dude.
Just kidding.
This is not a fucking spoiler.
I'm going to watch it because it's on Hulu.
You should anyway because it's a goddamn good show.
Hulu!
I'm just
Isn't it ending, though? I think doing it's
got another like 5 episodes.
But then it's like done, right? I heard it's like got too expensive or something.
Well, yeah, it's way too expensive, but it's still an indie darling because like on its like second episode at its return, it like tripled its viewership from the first episode. And the first episode had some other big fucking show coming back the exact same night, so it wasn't something I was that surprised by. But yeah, like there's just weird. It was at a fucking German festival, and there's this weird fucking goat head dude walking around just going, and apparently that was not something the director told that dude to do. He just started doing it, and they just didn't tell him to stop while they were shooting. And the whole thing is shot, that whole episode is shot specifically in 100mm film to make the whole scene look creepy and like they're being watched the whole time, because that's the vibe they're trying to get at, because there are a couple of black people celebrating a German festival in a white-ass town. It's kind of genius, to be perfectly honest. The specific director of this episode actually does a Starz show called, oh my god, The Girlfriend Experience.
Girlfriend Experience.
Yeah.
It's about hookers.
Yeah, it's that.
Not that I know. I mean, I've just read somewhere.
He knows a lot about... Just so everyone knows, Brandon is very aware of hookers and TV shows.
You mean Hookers and Blow?
Yes.
The TV show, a movie. See the play on words, audience?
You know what's my favorite scene from a movie that I love explaining to people?
No, I don't.
That I've never met before. That scene from Wolf of Wall Street at the beginning where he's blowing the cocaine in the hooker's asshole or whatever with the straw. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so that lady directed that specific episode of Atlanta instead of Donald Glover or his brother. And it definitely very much shows, because it's a very different kind of dynamic, and it goes way more into their relationship specifically, which otherwise has been on the back burner. The whole format of this show is kind of fascinating, to be perfectly honest. I really think you should watch it. It's pretty good.
Okay,
it does a lot with a little.
I will.
Childish Gambino.
I do like Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Doug's recommendation of the week.
Redbone's really good. Awaken My Love.
I like the Heartbreak.
Yeah. Or
and I like the new one. 2005 is okay. Damn it, what is it? The one that's out on the radio now?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that one's good. It really feels like there was something else I watched recently that I feel dumb that I just don't remember.
Did I talk about Annihilation on this podcast? Or did we talk about it on the last one?
I don't think you did.
Did I talk about it on the last podcast? Did I talk about Annihilation on the last podcast?
I think you said you watched it, you saw it, but I don't think you say anything about it.
Oh.
I feel like I asked you if it was good, and you were like, it was interesting.
It was interesting. I liked it. I would suggest you see it.
I heard, like, the main draw to it is, like, the reason people are going on the suicide mission and, like, to find out what, like, the weird shimmer thingy is. Mm-hmm. Is that, like, the main...
I mean, that's the plot of the movie.
Okay.
I just saw the one actor...
Does Natalie Portman die, like, really fast?
No.
No? She's the last one alive?
Spoiler alert, yeah, she's the last one alive.
Oh.
I just saw another main guy, and he's like Italian. He's got a really weird name. He plays the pilot, the not black pilot in Star Wars.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He was on Rolling Stones or some magazine in like a white tux with white gloves, and it was a weird magazine cover.
Okay.
But I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I saw him in 2 movies back-to-back once on a date.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I saw The Most Violent Year. Actually, not that violent of a movie.
No.
Misleading.
Yes.
I like your matter-of-fact answers.
I mean, that's everyone's reaction to that movie.
And then Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I really like his Ex Machina character.
Ex Machina is really good.
I could be his Ex Machina character.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, Branden Dyer is his Ex Machina character. Just so everyone knows. Yes, thank you. Any follow-up questions can be sent to floatingupquestions@gmail.com. Have a lovely day.
What's our Facebook?
Facebook.com/floatingupstream.
Awesome.
We are still on SoundCloud. I actually just hooked up the podcast feed to upload like our last episode there too.
Do people still listen to SoundCloud?
Yes.
No, I actually listened to the beginning. That's where I first was founding podcasts, but now I use.
But yeah, they're
Google.
just losing money like crazy. So it's more people are suggesting to move
buy
off
them?
of SoundCloud.
Somebody's gonna buy them.
Microsoft probably.
Microsoft wants to get into the streaming.
They already have it into streaming.
Who is them?
Mixer.
I don't know what that is.
That's fine.
Okay.
They don't have a lot of like backing behind them just yet, and you're not Drake playing fucking Fortnite with a random Twitch streamer and getting like 600,000 random viewers watching you play fucking Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite, Branden?
No, but I've seen people play Fortnite.
I was about to say, because apparently everyone on the goddamn planet plays Fortnite.
No, but it looks cool. I kind of want to play it.
You can play it on your fucking phone right now.
I heard, but I'm not going to take up the space or the bandwidth to do that. So I'm not that into it. For some reason, I'm being real serious right now.
I kind of dig it, to be honest. I'm kind of turned on. It really feels like there was something else I watched that I was going to tell you about.
But there's always another podcast.
There is always another podcast. We've been going at this for a minute, and it's almost 10 p.m., and I would like to see my son and wife.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. Can we ever? I want a sign-off thing. You know me and my gimmicks. I like my gimmicks.
I have one idea for a sign-off, actually, because I theorized one at one point, actually.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to like it, I can already tell you. But go on.
It was called, okay, so it started with like a little bit of like a drum roll, right?
Am I supposed to be drum rolling or no?
Series Spotlight.
Oh, that's going to be our ending? No. I already said Alpha House on Amazon.
That was what you were watching in your week. You're just recommending that too?
But yeah, I mean, it's a great series.
Okay, if that's what you're recommending, that's like fine.
Magician sci-fi.
That's fine. There's a very Steven Universe-esque anime on Prime Video, actually, that I'm curious to... I think it's called The Land of the Lustrous, and it's been getting, like, extremely good reviews, so I'm actually very curious to check that out, so I will plug that.
Nifty.
Very. I'll see you later, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Also, if you have $1 and you think we're cool,
go to our Patreon.
Patreon.com/floatingupstream.
Have we had anybody donate?
Not yet.
Oh.
As a note, if this ever becomes an advertised on podcast...
Did you hear Facebook starting a Patreon rival?
Yes.
Probably going to crush Patreon.
Actually, I think it's probably going to fail, if I'm being really honest. Some people are like... I mean,
a lot of people are anti-Facebook now. There's a growing anti-Facebook movement.
Yeah, that, and there's just a bigger thing of I feel like Facebook would try to get a bigger cut than Patreon does, and that's going to immediately make people not want to use it.
What cut does Patreon get?
5%?
Okay.
I want to say 5. I think 5 or 10. I forget.
Okay. I feel like Facebook
I feel like Facebook would not accept unless less than 20%.
Really, but they can take less. They have such more scale. They could take a less to undercut the competition.
But as a Facebook stockholder, I want that goddamn money, so 20%.
You're not personally a stockholder, I imagine, right?
No,
you mean other people?
Speaking as a person who...
I'm saying I actually own stock. I don't own Facebook stock, but I am a stockholder.
Okay, but do you own Facebook stock?
No.
Okay, so...
I'm just trying to rub in your face that I'm a stockholder. Part of the stockholding class. Sorry. I own fractional shares of Disney and Apple. I was going to tell Kate I was a Disney stockholder. Tell Kate I'm a Disney stockholder.
I will.
I own like 0.0001% of a Disney share.
That's awesome.
For sure. How did Cronkite close the show? I want to close our show like Cronkite.
Have an affair?
No. Wasn't it? It was like...
Good night and good luck.
Yeah. Was that what it is?
Not Walter Cronkite specifically, but...
No. Okay. I think I'm just going to slowly walk away from the mic.
That's probably good. But, yeah, as a note, any ads run on this podcast, if you become a subscriber on Patreon, that will be a ad-free version of the podcast for any subscribers.
We have the technology to do ad-free?
Yeah. Because the Patreon page will actually has literally a separate RSS feed. So premium content we do and ad-free versions of the podcast will be available.
But I mean, they have Patreon. To go to there.
No, you just take the URL that's on the page if you are a donor, you copy it and add it to your podcast app, and then it's just there.
Oh,
yeah, neat,
you learn
right?
Something new every day. What if somebody else has the premium subscriber URL and they give it out to friends?
I don't think it works because I think you have to literally put in your Patreon like
authentication.
Your user account.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I love you, Brandon.
Give me chance. Give me chance. Trust me with the words. Give me chance, dig me deep. Wide on a vision, the wide on a夢を新しいもの、それだけでもの、重宝される Yo ギミックじゃない、キリでもない Trust me with the words. 見た目じゃなく、見る目でしょ I always dress in rags. カチカチの価値観 Never can move. チカチカ光るマン Keep on it smooth. 金の産業、朝まで残業 What color was my soul? Infinity dignity. Black no trap, they don't have my tape. Same old face, they bottle face. Put your hands up to the peaks. Ready to make the show okay. 分かってんだったら all okay. Overs, go hard, so dark. Don't find the mark. Get on your mark. Culture was touring. What the frauding. 当たりいつもの stumble. So, it's that the rumble. 今日のキーワード聞き逃したなら headset. Get set, get ready. Overs, go hard, so dark. Don't find the mark. 今日のキーワード聞き逃した with the world 重なるよ色を変え Tell me who you are, what's in the mind Effect to space, you lost again Step aside to the world Green in mind, always in your mind 行き先不安 Show me a smile, that's what they like Call me your gosh Just not a sign Like got eyes, it's not a fact 気にメスママ So let's get curiosity 見た目じゃない見る見るショー視線見失う我見失う We're getting out control 痛いくらい差し込む光全体見も錦の dream Just like a charm, no doubt, no harm What's up 聞かせて all okay Opers, cohorts, so dark Throw, find the mark まだまだここからスタートじゃない Check out to the DJ Reality from morality So choose to alley, baby Give me a chance, take me deep White なビジョンで white な夢を新しいものそれだけでもの重宝される Yo ギミックじゃないキリでもない Address me with the words 見た目じゃない見る目でしょ I was just the words 口々の価値観 Never can move 価値観光る前 Keep on it smooth 決め作業朝まで残業 What color was my soul Infinity, dignity Rock the top and you don't have a tip Simultaneously bite your face Put your hands up, do the peace Peace, peace, no one needs ジレンマにはショットで勝負 Opers, cohorts, so dark Though, find the mark Amenities, no one needs ジレンマにはショットで勝負 Opers, cohorts, so dark Though, find the mark So that mark was gonna start glow And you might know how to blow